Welcome back to Topics with Stephen. In the last segment, I shared my story about being a child of an alcoholic. Now I want to share some drug addiction statistics and a letter from Isaiah Mosher and the story of drug addiction. I will read the letter, but I will not share the responses to the letter. If you are interested in those, you need to go to our contact page and hook up with him on Facebook. Currently, the United States is experiencing some of the highest levels of drug addiction at any time in its history. And while many drugs that were popular in the 1970s are no longer as commonly abused today, the numbers are still staggering overall. Consider the following information about drug addiction and how it has invaded almost every segment of our society. This information pertains to drug addiction and drug abuse in the United States at both a national and state-by-state level. In 2010, there was an estimated 22.6 million Americans over the age of 12 that were current or former illicit drug users within the last month of when the survey was given. This equates to about 8.9% of the population aged 12 or older. The drug marijuana was the most commonly used illegal substance. There were about 17.4 million individuals who used it in the past month from when the survey was taken. From 2007 and 2010, those numbers increased to 6.9%, up from 5.8 or 14.4 million to 17.4 million users. Individuals 50 to 59 years of age, their rate of past drug users went up 2.7% to 5.8% from 2002 to 2010. An estimated 10 million individual 12 to 20 years of age that admitted to being drinkers. 6.5 million were binge drinkers and 2 million were heavy drinkers. Over 6 million children in America live with at least one parent who has a drug addiction. Since 1980, the number of deaths related to drug overdoses has risen over 540%. The most commonly abused drug, other than alcohol, in the United States by individuals over the age of 12 is marijuana, followed by prescription painkillers, cocaine, and hallucinogens. Each year, drug abuse and drug addiction cost employers over $122 billion in lost productivity time and another $15 billion in health insurance costs. Baltimore, Maryland has more per capita individuals living with heroin addiction than any other state in the United States. Since 1990, the number of individuals who take prescription drugs illegally is believed to have risen by over 500%. These sources come from the 2010 National Survey on Drug Use and Health. Now, to the letter. Dear Isaiah, I do not know what to do. I am a Christian man in my 40s. I am divorced, have 2 grown children that are a mess. My oldest is soon to be 24 and has struggled with drug addiction. He is clean now since he found out he had a child out of wedlock, and the baby's mother died from a drug overdose. My son has now been clean for a year, and I thank God for that. The baby has been proven through DNA to be my son's, but because he has a felony on his record, he can't get a job. They won't give him his son. He's been trying for a year to get his son that is still in foster care, but has now given up hope. So he is terminating his parental rights and putting his son up for adoption. I am proud of him. He is making such a hard grown-up decision, but to tell you the truth, he is devastated. Now let me tell you about my daughter. She is 21, and she's always been a handful. She has taken up with this guy who is a drug addict, and so is my daughter. And they have run from the state because of this boy's thievery. He stole some drugs and owes another dealer some money. This drug dealer wants to kill him. My daughter is stuck in the middle of this horrible mess. The more her mother and I try to talk her out of being with him, the more she wants to be with him. Please, what else can I do? I have prayed, left it in God's hand. I have the people from my church praying. Is there anything else I can do? Between the statistics and this story, I am grieved at my spirit. It's amazing to me. I grew up in a church where the pastor was a former drug addict himself, and what a powerful testimony he had. But like I said, I'm not going to share any of the shares. If you want to view this, you need to befriend Isaiah Mosher at www.facebook.com/biblical-in-solutions. And that link is also on the contact page. So I will soon be back with my final words on addiction. So please stay tuned.